have a very, very special guest host tonight. This gentleman is a brother to me. You know what I'm saying? We've been rocking for a few years now, and I was trying to help me welcome D'Angelo to the show.
Yo, what's going on, big dog? What's going on, man?
Children, man. I want to thank you for, coming in tonight, man.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man, for real, man. How everything your way, man? What that weather looking like that way?
Man, it's kind of cold, you know what I'm saying? But, it is what it is, getting ready for that snow real soon.
Oh, yeah, we already got it, man. We got like 5 to 6 inches out here in North Dakota, so everybody out here in North Dakota, drive safe, man. Drive safe.
Definitely, man. So, man, I want to thank you, man, because I just want to let everybody know, you really helped me out this week with the guests, I came to my man, I said, man, I want to introduce someone that's, into the law, in the law field. Now you blessed me with the special guest tonight. You want to introduce her?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Man, she's been a good friend, man. I've been knowing her for 20-plus years, man. And she always, to be honest with you, man, we came up in the rough neighborhood, but through all of that, man, she was one of the ones that kept her head down and, actually, kept forward with her dreams. So she's been a good friend, man.
Definitely, bro. All right, so we're going to, as the audience, give a round of applause for Miss Stephanie Martin.
Good evening, everyone. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure. Definitely. So, Miss Martin, why don't you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
No, like, D'Angelo said, we grew up together and we've known each other a long time. I don't know, but I've always been like, on the right track and wanting to do the right thing. So, I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and working on a master's degree, and I work in the criminal justice field. When I was younger, they used to actually call me DA. I guess I wanted to be a district attorney. But, as you get older and you kind of see how it all works, that's kind of not what I did.
Right.
But, being in the criminal justice field is just about being a change agent, trying to just, change people's different perspectives. But let
me ask you a question, Stephanie. My bad. Let me cut you off. Let me ask you a question. When you was coming up, what was your biggest thing that you seen that kind of made you really want to go the route you went?
I don't know, when you just kind of see everything and when you seen all the bad stuff, for me it was just like I didn't want to do that.
So the question is, have you seen bad stuff?
Like drugs.
From drugs to people going to jail to, the poverty, right?
Right.
So with that, just saying you overcame that obstacle, like what did you see did you see anything detrimental that you were like, you know what, I want to change this or I want to do something better for myself, or did you see anything like that?
Well, it was just the whole, cycle of growing up, like the whole, growing up in the projects and, mom working all these jobs just to barely meet it, and it was like, okay, it has to be something better. So, growing up, they tell you that, you can get an education, that'll take you a long way. So, like, early on, that was my mindset.
Okay. I don't know if you want to touch on this topic. You have a brother that's incarcerated. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? How has that been for you, for your life? Like, especially doing what you do, does it give you an insight on law a little bit?
I mean, it does. It's not, anything I'm ashamed of, or they fully support my working in the criminal justice field. They think it's, cool. It's like, hey, my sister is a, so-and-so. It just makes it real. A lot of people tell you when you're incarcerated, like, you're not the only one incarcerated, like your family is incarcerated with you, which is true. Like, just whenever you're out doing whatever, you have to know, like, what comes with it. Like, and talking to people, I used to ask them, like, so you were going to sell dope, like, till you were 80? And they'd be like, well, in the moment, like, I wasn't really thinking about it, like, the next year. And to be honest, that stuff doesn't make sense to me. So I could never relate to it.
That concept, I get you.
Yeah, I can never relate to it. But, it's real. You have to know, people get the right information from. You have to know, like, what you're up against. You have to know, like, taking a plea deal, you don't have the rights to appeal and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So just things like that.
If you've seen someone, to the young folks right now, if you could give them one advice, what would you give them?
Know all of it. Whatever you're doing, know all of it.
The ins and outs, the ups and downs, the good, the bad.
Know what comes with it. If you in those streets, I'd say anything that comes from the streets is prison to death, and it's just that simple. So you live by that gun, you die by that gun. You in these streets, you make enemies. Some people don't forget. That's not the only way. Even if that's all you grew up around, it's so much more to life than just that.
Right. Let me ask you a question. What was it that kept you on the right track? What was it that kept you? I know you had hard days where you felt like you wanted to give up, and things like that. But what kept you motivated?
When you could just change that one person, like when one person would be like, hey, Miss Martin, you was all right. You the reason why, I wanted to do right, or you stayed on me so I can do right. Like, even when I was a probation officer, it just took one probationer to be like, hey, Miss Martin, I really respect you, what you did was right. I appreciate you for making me stay focused. Then that just gives you the drive to keep changing one more person and one more person.
You see, no, I can say something with that. See, that's be a lot of problems sometimes. Like, people don't see the good that they do. Like, working a McDonald's job, you really don't see, like, a life that you change flipping a burger. You know what I mean?
Right.
So sometimes they don't see that good coming out of that. They just think it's just another job. See, with a job like that, you can see someone, you can actually change someone physically, going through something like that.
Right. It's like, usually when I meet the people, they be on 100. Like, they rude and they ugly. And I just let them be that because they're not mad at me. They just make whatever happen. But I tell them after that first time, hey, you ain't going to come in here like that no more. So I let you get it all out now. So this is what we're going to do. Because most of them just frustrated about how the whole system played them, or how they, how they thought it was going to go one way and it didn't, or how somebody told them something, or just whatever. So they're just frustrated. So then once you get that out, then once you can talk to them like, hey, listen, I really understand what you're saying. Like, I know, where you're at. And then they kind of respect you more. So a lot of it is just about gaining the respect of people. And, like, you don't have to go somewhere and toot your nose up because they're in the jail. So, like, I see clients down in the jail. When I first meet them, when they walk in the room, I say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, how you doing? So I already just gained the respect. They be like, oh, okay. So I ain't in there like, sit down, do this, calling them an inmate. You know what I'm saying? So once you gain the respect of people, it'll take you a long way. I know people who worked in prisons and, like, collapsed, and it was like inmates who surrounded her to the medical team instead of, like, whoever doing whatever to her.
Yeah.
So once you gain the respect of people, it makes it a little easier. Now, people are going to be nasty. That's just people. But gaining respect and looking at people as people and not inmates or whatever takes you a long way in the field.
Definitely. So, what other goals do you have, as far as your career? How far do you see yourself taking your career? Or are you established?
That's a good question. I like so that was good. I want to be a DA. I don't know if I still want to be a DA. A lot of work coming with being a DA. I don't know. I was just talking to a friend the other day, and he was like, "Hey man, you need to go to law school." And I'm like, maybe. I really just want to be a supervisor of a group of people and make top dollar and go home every day at 5. So, I don't know. I guess we'll see where life takes me after I finish this master's degree, and we'll see what door opens.
Right.
And yeah.
So if there's a person out there that's thinking about, wanting to get into the law field, what steps do you advise them to take early? Let's say they're like 18, 19 years old. What steps do you think will help them, get to their goal faster?
Probably like interning at a place. A lot of people it's kind of like volunteer for free. They're probably not gonna pay you, but just try to intern at different places if you really want to. And then just try to get into school, even if it's like a technical school. And then intern, just kind of see where you want to be. Because most people know to be a police, you have to start, at the very bottom of the totem pole. Like you don't just go and straight be a detective or an investigator. You have to start a road patrol, and everybody knows road patrol is the most dangerous. So just know, whatever you're doing, know the steps to get to it. Kind of do your research, talk to people around. But you can do anything you want to do. It's ways to do it. Sometimes you don't have to take the traditional way. You can take the less conventional way. But you can definitely do it, no matter where you come from or your background, or if all your family's convicted felons like mine. You still can, be in the law enforcement field and make a real change and still have the people from your hood respect you.
Exactly. So listen, what we're going to do now, we're going to go into a break, and we're going to come back and see if we got any callers, any questions, and we're going to be right back with Stephanie Martin. Let's go.
I bet. Yeah. Walk with me. Walk with me.
Come take a walk with me, grab my hand. Let me school you, little bro, make you understand. You gotta run the streets to become a man. Just stay in your own lane, you could buy some land. I see the fire in your eyes. Don't fall into the trap. In the trap, you can die. So many soldiers stand down in the sky. Pay attention to the vibe. That's what's keeping you alive. Have patience, just talk to me. Get out of line, you get chalked for free. I won't let you fall if it's up to me. And they say misery like companies. Don't let them put you down on companies. You know I got your back, you look up to me. It's okay to show love, but cautiously. It's okay for men to cry, but not normally. Let's go.
Yeah. Walk with me. Walk with me.
Just relax, nigga, take a seat. You be acting all hard, you ain't from the street. Got a good family and somewhere to sleep. Nigga, I was house to house with nowhere to eat. I don't get you niggas. These shoes can't fit you niggas. You can play it off. Looking in your eyes, see you mask off. Pretending to be a G until they pull your card. Yo, you still young, don't take the road where I came from. Ain't nothing there. Couple of hoes are sipping beer. Switching up, hoes with the pole, ain't playing fair. Get up out that circle, you ain't earning shit with them squares. Before you get caught up and it happens, take it there. Spider senses tingling, feeling all in the air. And keep God close with the post and make a prayer.
Yo, this record for all your loved ones, man. Don't ever steer them in the wrong direction. Being real is a form of respect. respect yourself.
Let's go, man. Being real, being genuine. Yourself.
Gotta be selfie. That's that boy early 7:30 out of Patterson, New Jersey. Walk with me. Like I said, maybe we still here with Stephanie Martin. We're gonna go to the phone lines and see who we got. Let me see. 2241. You live.
Hello. How you doing? Hello.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on with you?
Hey, what's going on? Nothing, same old. I just I was reading in the bio that Miss Martin was she worked in a halfway house and for attorney, and I think maybe in the jail. Is it is any of them jobs that you had was one you wish you wouldn't have done?
No. Like all that stuff comes with the job. Like, you have to talk to and deal with the most, people that's been shunned by society. So it's not that. Like, it's just the respect. Like, as long as you respect people and you talk to them in a manner in which is respectful, then no matter where you go, it's not as, bad or scary. Like, you still have to be aware. You still have to be, aware of where you are, aware of who you're dealing with, but it's still a way to do it. So sometimes people get caught up in, in that, like, you deal with them and you want to be nice or whatever, but you have to remember, like, hey, these people are, like some serious offenders. Like, they're not in there for personation.
Yeah.
So you just have to be mindful, but
you worked inside you worked inside the jail too?
No, I have actually never worked in the institution. That's the one thing I say, like, I'm not working in the institution. That stuff is tough, and I applaud any correction officer. The halfway house was the closest I got, but it was no bars or doors or all that clanging, walking with gun and all that stuff.
So do you believe that? Do you believe that women should be allowed to work in prisons with men, and vice versa? Men should be allowed to work in prisons where there's women at?
Sure, why not? It's not a matter of defense. It's just a matter of integrity. And even if it's men and men and women, still, integrity is still a big issue. Of course, it just has to be guidelines set in place. Like, I know, the jail I've been going to, it's a certain part that the female correctional officers do not go to. They'll go all over a jail, but they won't go to this particular area. Like they're not allowed, or that's not, the way it's set up. But so it's certain things like the women guards don't do.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in, man.
All right.
Wow. This has been a great interview, man. I want to thank you again, for coming out, and telling your story. Before I let you go, is there anything that you want the world to know? As far as any last words you want to say?
Change starts within you. A lot of people talk about changing the criminal justice system and changing, we need to change laws and we need to, do this and that, but it starts with you. So, each one teach one. And yeah, just no matter where you come from, you can do anything you put your mind to.
I can't say it better myself. And again, I appreciate you, for joining us. D'Angelo, you've been a great host.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man.
Definitely, man. Yeah, another great show. Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. I have a good evening. Stay blessed.
You too.
Appreciate it, stuff. Appreciate it.
Round of applause for her. Definitely. All right, people. Don't forget, Friday night, Kicking It Over to Sean podcast. He has a great show lined up. Don't forget tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Point of Impact will be live. Same number, 7 o'clock. Great show tomorrow. Don't forget Saturday, we got Forrest Minutes, Grown Folks Talking. Man, we out here, man, trying to entertain you guys. So until next Monday, I'll see you.
This is a R&B production.
Bars. You know we up, down, left, right, tri-state trapping. 5 barrels.
It's the 5 barrels.
This what I do. 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 You thought you knew, you got no clue. Boy, I'm the truth. Don't lose your roof. This what I do. This what I do. This what I do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. You thought you knew. You got no clue. Boy, I'm the truth. Don't lose your roof. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This is bugs. Leave your body floating like a boat cruise selling mayo. Everywhere I'm going, don't concern you. Burgundy, my boat shoes. Alligator skin, smooth. My bitches ass the home. Move my foreign like the gold room. Plush leather, Burberry, Moonberry is my weed. What I do is vividly stack the bacon, melt the cheese. On my neck is 20 keys. My left wrist is Mr. Freeze. Prada Louis Giuseppe's. Homie, please do not lie. I'm tossing halos cause I fly. This what I do like breeze and fry. My nigga, you ain't right. Talking like you really bout that life. Like Life Jennings. All you pussy niggas who is harmonized. Was born ready. Made from hella Henny. Never wore disguise. Unless I'm in that all black. Sometimes I gotta camouflage. Girl said I'm all that. Girl, I'm truth. Now let's get right. I'm winning like a fullback. My jumpsuit, it had no fly. When I touched down, everybody around my way, they fell in line. This what I do. This what I do. This what I do. This what I do. You thought you knew, you got no clue. Boy, I'm the truth. Don't lose your roof. This what I do. This what I do. This what I do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. You thought you knew, you got no clue. Boy, I'm the truth. Don't lose your roof. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. This what we do. I like that.
We global.
Much as I wanna cry, but my pride to the side, cause I'm good enough, move on. Broken promises, had a lot of it, saw the conversation on your phone. Been denying it, I wasn't buying it, you knew you were wrong. Thought you were my dream come true, I would never put no one but you. But you steady lying, doing the things you say you wouldn't do. I gave you all my love and you was doing the most. It'll be okay, but it's not gonna take the pain away. It makes me sick to my stomach what we've been through. We ain't really free, we're just trying to survive. I know you see the pain and the tears in her eyes. Every day it feels like it's full of surprises. Hit the streets, think before you do.